One thing to bear in mind that people with dyspraxia, Aspergers and autism is that they will have some struggles in the kitchen with things like cooking, cleaning, preparing food, making the food and remembering the food's there, along with remembering to feed themselves. It's very well known that we don't have a very good short-term memory, and that can be difficult when it comes to preparing food, making sure that everything's cooked on time and remembering to actually go ahead and do the process of making food. But not only that, it's also the hand-eye coordination that is needed to prepare some foods, and of course being in the kitchen, it can be quite a dangerous place if you don't have a lot of hand-eye coordination or the ability to kind of plan ahead what it is that you need to do. So for example, when it comes to chopping up vegetables, that can be quite a scary thing to do because there's having the confidence of being around knives and being confident that you're not going to cut yourself. There are some things that you can purchase to help with this, some things that I've seen online, which are finger guards. Particularly great if you're cutting vegetables or any other type of food, really, it could be meat as well. I think it helps really well if you're cutting meat, because if you're someone like myself, I hate the texture of cold meat, which again is another thing that can be an issue for people with hypersensitivity. Preparing themselves for the actual process of making a meal, planning ahead when a particular food needs to be cooked, how long it has to be cooked for, and remembering to go back and check up on it, and just making sure everything's done in time. It's quite well known that cooking process can take so much longer because instead of doing everything at the same time and just planning ahead and the timing of when something's done in preparation for something else being finished, it's very well known that it can only be done just one bit at a time. That's something you have to have a lot of patience with, because a lot of people with these disabilities are told that they're lazy, that they're not putting any effort in, and that they're just not caring about the tasks that it is they're doing, and frankly, that's just not true. That could be somewhat disheartening as well, to be told that you're being lazy. Really, you're not. One other thing to bear in mind as well is that doing the dishes can be quite difficult, because if there's sharp knives in there, that's going to be troublesome. And again, planning ahead what gets done first, doing things in the right order. Some people might have to stick to a specific order, because if it's not part of the routine, then it's just not great. So in other words, the being in the kitchen times can be quite somewhat interesting. You'll notice that they do things in a different order, there's different ways they hold certain utilities, and, you know, it can be frustrating on their behalf and frustrating on the people who are with them, and you just need to find a ground that kind of matches between them helping you and you helping them. My partner is amazing, he helps me so much in the kitchen. We have this new rule now where I don't pour drinks or pour pasta out of the bowls, because it always ends up being messy and he's really OCD about things being clean, so I just let him do that. I want to know what you guys struggle with in the kitchen as well, and if there are any particular ways that you do to cope with it. It'd be really great to hear about these things, because there are still ways that I'm trying to discover ways of coping, and I'm sure loads of other people watching this video do as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye.